As winter winds howl, the stars sparkle bright. The spirit of Alathra shines through the night. With camaraderie strong and hearts full of cheer, this holiday season there's so much to revere. Happy holidays, everybody. And with that, we can get started here. I'm going to pass it over to Jeff.
Jeff? We can't hear you, Jeff.
Jeff, if you're speaking in your mic, they can't hear you.
Technical issues, people. Sherman is still doing the poem, clearly, so if you just want to pretend that we're still applauding that.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yes. Take it away.
Yeah, I don't know. Something weird happened. It's besides the point. But yeah, so if people don't know, just to inform you, but with stages, we usually go over some of the things we've done and other things we want to talk about, as well as with this stage, we're also going to be announcing the winners of the build contest. So it should be some pretty fun. We'll take some questions after that, and if we have any time left over, we'll take some verbal questions. But just to generally go over some of the things we've added, you can obviously check updates and changes for more in-depth looks. I don't want to spend too much time, but I went ahead and added like over 100 new foods. You can go craft those. You can even see them now if you use the Easy Item List mod in JEI, which we approved recently. We did some rules clarifications. Recently, I dropped the Alathra metal pricing, added new logging nodes to make it easier for people to get access to woods for like builds and stuff like that. We've buffed a lot of the nether drops. We also decreased some of the pricing on the mystical market. It was mainly focused towards scrolls. I noticed those were a little bit too pricey, so I went ahead and dropped those. I increased the town boss reward. I noticed a lot of people were talking about how they don't feel it's really worth it to do those. So we increased those. We obviously, within the last month or so, we did the PvP arena update where we went ahead and overhauled all of the kits. We added the new quest as well as spawn and a new way to get there. We changed the restart time. You can thank Dark for that. And I think it was just yesterday, did the enchantment crate buff. But obviously, like I said, if you want more information on those, you can look through updates and changes. It's just everything that's happened within the last month or so. But besides that, I think really I'd like to get into the build contest results because I think people are somewhat excited for that. Staff face team. Fuck you. Oh, hi, Kev. Okay.
Hello.
So
Have you missed my poem? That's very disrespectful of you.
I'm so glad I was late.
So let me go to my document here. Here we go. All right. And I'm going to start from the bottom up because I think that's going to build the most suspense. So we had 6 total submissions. And right now we can actually go and see who won the... You'll have to forgive me, I'm a bit brain fogged today. We can go see who won the most popular build. So from what I'm seeing here, it looks like the most popular build, so the build that will win the popularity contest is going to be next year's build with 27 votes. Thanks for everybody to voting in that. And then in 6th place, we had the Soul Flame Port by Jai. In 5th place, we had the Nova Grove Royalty District. In 4th place, we had the Sublime Tumulus of Jotnar. That was Kaz's build. So for reference, 6th place was Jai, 5th place was Nova Grove, 4th place was Kaz's or Jotnar's. 3rd place is The Forgotten Library of Old by Irish. Second place is the Candela Remnant Isles by Ines. And first place is Axley the Brave by Next Year. Congratulations to everybody, and thanks to everybody for participating in the event. It's much appreciated. I really liked looking at the builds, and I really hope, even because I know some people didn't finish their builds, so I really hope you all go back in there and just go ahead and finish them anyways, because I think it adds a lot to the world. But with that, unless Sherman, Dark, or Kev have anything else they want to add or talk about, I'm more than ready to start taking questions.
I don't know what I missed, so
Nothing.
I just talked about some of the things we
Nothing.
did. Yeah, there wasn't much.
you talked about the 738 things you added.
Yeah, I just speed ran through it.
Yeah, no, this is a good stage because it's not going to be long. There's a lot of things that we're working on that you will find out soon. There's a lot of things that Jeffrey has added recently. He's been absolutely killing it with this Christmas update and just updates to the server in general. Quality of life stuff comes to mind as well. So
Alright.
definitely give him some props because he's been very busy. It's been really cool to see the Christmas updates because he really took it upon himself to add that, and it's always nice to have seasonal things.
Oh yeah, I did the Christmas crates. I forgot about that.
So you didn't even say that? Yeah,
No, I didn't say
there's
that.
Christmas,
That's why
there's
I
Christmas
said I don't know what
crates.
you said.
You can get custom seasonal items and rewards via the Christmas crates.
Yep.
So yeah,
Without
Yeah, I'm ready to take questions.
Without
I don't
anyone
have
has
anything.
questions, write them in the chat. Put a question mark in the question. If there's no question mark in the question, I'm not reading it. We'll do this for a bit. Then we'll have a short period where people will be able to ask questions on the stage, actually speaking, but we want to do the majority of the questions in text. If you come up on the stage with a meme question, I will kick you off and ban you for a random amount of time that I feel like is really cool. So we'll take the
Alright.
first question now.
Let's start. When are we getting firearms?
I'm not taking that question. I
We've
don't
We've
even
talked
know
about
licks.
firearms extensively in the past. There are no plans currently to do firearms, and there's a lot of legal nonsense that would have to kind of be waited around to do that, and it's not
Yep.
worth the development time to do right now.
The next question: how boss arena is going, and are you planning to add more bosses when they drop? Boss arenas are kind of a back burner thing.
Yep.
There's adding bosses into the world like we did with the regional ones is a lot easier than just adding like a whole arena.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still something we very much want to do. It's just not at the top of the list. There's
It's
a lot of
just
stuff
slipped
going on
down
right
a
now.
bit, I'm
It's not.
afraid.
But when it releases, yes, you can expect to see more bosses. We have lots of other bosses we
And-
want to add with their own cool stuff.
Kev can attest. I am working on a new boss right now. It's cool.
There
That's
are
all I'll say about it right
multiple
now.
bosses
There are multiple
waiting in the
bosses.
wings.
It's partly my fault.
It's not your fault, Jeff. You've been too jolly. It couldn't be your
That's fair.
fault. Ines, can we get rid of Movecraft? So true. Absolutely. Next restart, Movecraft will be removed from the server. Great
No.
question. Moving on.
In a more accurate answer, no, we don't have plans to get rid of Minecraft at the moment. No.
I'm not reading any of these questions.
Well,
Powerful
I'll
Dave's
address
about
it
to be
in a
banned.
very careful manner. A lot of you have been asking about what does Alathra 3, when is Alathra 3? That's kind of a meme question. We are not going to say anything about Alathra 3. Of course, we are thinking about a reset at some point in the future. When that will be, who knows? No, there's no information we're gonna speak about in this stage.
It would be a lot of work.
Alathra 3
It would be cool to have an Alathra 3. Don't know if/when that's gonna happen.
Alathra 3
a lot of
happens
things to
when
be determined.
Kev gets his groove back. So moving on from that.
We're gonna move on from that.
No, any meme questions I see in here, you guys are gonna start getting muted.
More war reasons by Powerful Dave.
Where more war reasons?
Yeah, because
no,
his belly's
I'm not
hanging
reading
soon.
that.
You skipped a couple.
Can we add apple strudel,
I did.
Jeff?
I've said I don't know. You keep asking, and I already told you no once, so I'm gonna have to say no again.
That's a fat no.
Will
Has
relics
anyone
ever be?
suggested a new
Oh,
competition similar to the fishing competition? I don't think
no,
so.
no one suggested that,
If
as
you
far as
have
I
a
know.
suggestion, go ahead, throw that in the suggestion form. We talk with people in there about ideas. I think we're relatively pretty good about responding. I know some of you haven't got responses. That's either because you've asked a question's been asked about 74 times, or we're just so afraid to talk to you as an individual. So I'm really on some shit tonight. Will relics ever be available again? No, we're never doing relics again. We've moved on to like items that there's already a lot of them in the game. I always refer back to the blaze staff. That's an item that's at the level of a relic in power, but anyone can get. So items that are powerful like relics, yes, 100% you're going to be able to get them. They just will not be one-off exclusives to specific individuals. They will be items that if someone knows how to get them, anyone can get them. But that's what relics are now at this point. More war reasons? No. I mean, yes. Eventually, I mean, Casus Belli's. We've discussed it many times before. The Casus Belli system is an ebbing and flowing system. If we see a Casus Belli that like doesn't exist, but like it makes sense, yeah, we'll add it.
You can also
Right
make
now, I don't.
suggestions.
Right now, I don't think there are any missing Casus Belli, or at least none that anyone's brought to my attention. I thought, yeah, that's something we should have on Alathra. If anyone has ideas for well thought out Casus Belli that aren't one sentence suggestions that actually have a little bit of thought behind them, go ahead and put that in the suggestion channel, and we can discuss in there about if it's something that should or shouldn't be on Alathra. Will Sherman do those raid things to get those custom items for your town? Will Sherman do more custom raids? I'm sure. Will it give you custom items from your town? Sherman
Yeah,
will probably pull some
yes,
random thing out of his back pocket.
I
But
usually do.
this is just
Yeah,
that's just
if you win a raid, you get a custom item. Custom item is in it's a renamed item
it
with
doesn't have any special
custom
power.
effects. It doesn't. Usually, I give it like a cool, unobtainable thing, like Unbreaking 4 or something. So it is like a very unique item, but it's not like anything insane.
Is the Nether
Yeah.
resetting soon? It should reset every month. If it's not, that means
I am
Dark
aware
is dumb.
of the bug.
It's not a super high prio thing.
It's a super
admittedly.
low prio.
Yeah. It's just something we just gotta we try and do whenever we can fit it in. But admittedly, there's been some infrastructure stuff that's taken priority, unfortunately.
Next question: can towns get raided twice? Not within a 24-hour period. So basically, not within the same raid period. You'd need to wait till the next raid period to raid the same town twice. If the town has already been raided and like lost at defending, no, you can't just raid it a second time. You've
Are they
already
talking
won.
about like Sherman's raids?
Oh, I don't know. We'll get back down to that. There's so many questions that I'm just going through.
I feel like we got out of order here.
I don't know
What?
what I missed. I'm way up at the top.
Next
There's a
question
million
would
one random.
be
If anyone else asks for a shout out, you're getting mega muted.
all right, next
Go
question.
ahead.
Are these new bosses going to be regional boss level or like Blaze Lord level? So I don't want to share too much beyond the boss I'm currently directly working on. I don't know. I mean, I think it's significantly harder than the Blaze Lord. What do you think, Kev?
I think yeah. I think more Blaze Lord, maybe even stronger. They're definitely going to be way more than the regionals bosses are kind
yeah.
of very small mini boss, kind of on the same level as Sean almost, except they don't have multiple stages.
Yeah.
Definitely think more like Blaze Lord, maybe
Yeah.
even harder. Some of them are definitely more in detail than Blaze Lord.
Yeah.
So
And
definitely think that.
generally with rewards, we try and aim for those levels of items as well. Although
Yeah.
again, nothing specific. I'll skip that question. We have a hardcore server? No. Are there any updates on the recent poll idea of having to fight with an assigned team for some loot?
I
Oh, are
don't
you
know.
talking about my war event poll idea? Um, I'm still playing with it in my head. I mean, the main issue is, I mean, if you haven't noticed, I've kind of been adding a bunch of other things, as well as getting the Christmas event done basically in like one day. So it's just been on the back burner, really. Um, it's something I'd like to continue looking into, but it just requires um, more free time to actually like work on.
I'm skipping that Gabriel question.
Seasonal
Irish's,
spawns.
we don't really have seasons to begin with. We'd have to make seasons, and
Yeah.
even then, it would be a low prio thing. I don't hate the idea. I think it could be very cool, but it's just a very low prio thing. We have a lot of
Yup.
stuff we're working on, and I mean, Jeff every 3 minutes just fucking pulls an amazing plugin out of nowhere and adds another 300 foods. So we don't have, there's other things cooking. Literally,
Yeah.
try and cook all the new foods.
All 105 new foods.
Are
We'll have
more
fun.
skill trees close to being done? No. That's
Yeah.
way on the back burner too.
Yup. Like far,
Um,
far, far
a
on the
lot
back
of
burner.
stuff changed with how the skill plugin works and stuff. It's going to be a lot of work to do anything more with it. We're not skills will exist on Alathra. Like we are committed to having a skill system. It's just some things happened, and it is a lot of work now to try and do anything with the plugin.
Yep.
Well, we're looking at
Nope.
better ways to do it. I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
So the
When is the next server-wide siege?
Sherman, when's the next server-wide siege? This is
it's
a
a
you
great question. So I would love to do a siege event. I need to find somebody to help me do that because we said we are going to do one a while ago and we didn't. And I think that's one of the most fun events on the server. It's my personal favorite event that we do. So yeah, we should probably do one of those. That'd be nice.
Yeah, well, either that or we need to do the war event idea that I've been playing
Some
around
type
with.
of PvP event that
yeah,
isn't like
of
player
course.
hosted. I like the fact when they're in a different world and there's like no stakes because that lets people just have fun.
Yeah,
I like steak.
I really like those. So
no. Low stakes is important. Could there be any sort of channel to talk about tidbits /small facts /fun facts about characters? What you're really looking for is wiki updates, wiki building, that kind of thing, or some general kind of lore post. That's going to be what you're looking for. I feel like that would just get cluttered pretty quickly if we had a direct channel just for that.
the wiki's good because the lore posts tend to get buried over time, right? So if I post something right now, chances are a month from now, no one's gonna scroll up in that channel to go read it. But if I post it on the wiki is eternal. So posts that you make on there are a good way to expand upon lore that you want to be semi-permanent.
When's the next new mob vote? When I have free time. I'm very busy recently. I typically do these. They're not super hard. Just when I have some free time. I've been thinking about it. I just need to have free time and decide which mobs I want to let you guys vote between. So when Kev has free time,
Can we
I'm
get
back
rid of
if,
can you
Arctic?
remove them all? I will, Irish. If I'm nothing more, I'm a man of the people. I will hold a poll for you all to decide if you would like them all to go away. And I will not add, and maybe add the otter. I have not looked at that thing in over a year. But the community begged me down on its knees for that mole. And now you all hate it. So
Yeah, you would
after
lose
this,
the
I will
summable
post a
mole
poll.
claw.
I'll look at the otter, see if it's in a state that I could put it on the server without having to spend hours working on it. If it is, we will do a poll about removal of the mole and the addition of the otter, or maybe just the removal mole period. We will do a poll after the stage about that. I will post a poll and see what people feel like.
I'm back in case I missed
Can
any
we
questions from me.
No,
there weren't
you're
any
good.
for you. Can we get rid of hardcore farming? It's my enemy. Double the time it takes crops now. No, we're not going to get rid of hardcore farming. It's
No.
it does a lot of very useful things beyond just the extension of time to grow crops. But I think your question is more about the extension of time to grow crops. I don't think we're going to be reducing that. I think we feel it's at a pretty good time that it takes to grow crops. Crops in vanilla grow pretty ridiculously fast.
They do.
So, no, I don't think that's going to be changed anytime soon.
My baby still lives on. I was
there
the creator of hardcore farming.
Remember your other child, Raids per Region? I'd love to see that kid get some attention.
Will there be any more
It's getting some
changes
attention.
for magic wands / scrolls in the future, or at least new magic items to mess around with? Yeah, I certainly want to add more of that stuff. Put it into the mystical market. Maybe look into another way of getting that kind of stuff. Um, I'm still playing with the ideas and messing around in the ideation stage. So nothing hard set. I just want to make cool stuff, right? So that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Okay, next one from Prince Stolas. What sort of events are planned for the future? I don't know if anyone has any events they have planned that they want to
More
talk about.
sieges, I guess.
We did
Probably
talk about
some
that
kind
while
of
you were away.
PvP event. Nothing hard thought out yet.
I would say that would be a goal for us for our next event.
I would also like to throw out to the community. You were there, Jeff. I wasn't, but I think at the PvP thing that Zydell did went over pretty well.
Yeah, that went
And
pretty well.
if anyone has any ideas for, or like wants to do something like that, or any other RP events, you could reach out to us, make a ticket, and say, "Hey, I'm going to have this event. Can you post this thing in which channel we put it in? An event channel?"
Yeah, we have the events channel. I mean, I even gave them a temporary stage to use during that event, so
So
like
if
we can accommodate you.
if you are going to put in the work to make it all happen, we are happy to signal boost your event to the
Yep.
server to get people to come to it. So I
Yep.
know that question was more about what do we as a staff team have planned, but I also just kind of want to throw that out there for anyone.
Yeah,
who
I think as a
would be
staff
interested in
team we
doing
should
that.
shoot for some type of siege / PvP event next. I think that'd be cool. But I wanted to quickly sidebar because there's a lot of unofficial questions about how raids work.
Okay.
So raids is in like my mob raids. I randomly select a town. This is my process. I randomly select a town out of players online. I teleport to that town and I deem whether it's fair or not. And the way I determine that is if I teleport to a town and it's a dirt shack and the people logged in this week and this is their town and there's 2 people online with iron armor, I am not going to declare a raid on that town because that is just brutal. Now, if I randomly select a town and I go there and there's maybe 2, 3 people online, their town looks like it's established, then I'll do a raid. So I try to make sure it's the first random person I pick where I determine this is not just brutalizing a new player. That is how I do raids. It is completely random. I do not pick favorites. I literally use a randomizer to pick a
On
random
that
town.
topic, the next question: are you going to use different things for raid rewards? Because Unbreaking 4 is obtainable now, and it makes the rewards not very unique.
Yeah, I'll come up with something cool.
Yeah,
Very good.
it should be awesome.
Will there be a way to repair netherite without needing to get another ingot?
I've thought about that before,
No.
but
Does
it's
that
not
thing
really.
that thing we were talking about, Jeff, the other day, does that work on netherite?
Uh, not any current netherite. It would have to be
Okay.
it would have to be a whole custom thing.
No, that's fine. I was just
Like
curious. So
here's
no. The
yeah
answer's no.
here's the thing, right? Like I've thought about that, but it's just one of those things where it's like netherite's not really Like most of the time, people are getting netherite to flex on people. They're not getting it for normal usage. So it's just not very high prio for us. Another meme question.
Why is it so hard to repair netherite since mending is so expensive and hard to get? Because netherite, I mean, Jeff just said it, it's kind of just a flex. Netherite gives such minuscule, like advantage in combat, realistically, but everyone wants to go for it because it's the top tier. When we balance things, I know, shocking, we balance things, but when we balance combat, fights, bosses, PvP, anything, netherite is basically never a consideration. If we want to balance around what we consider the highest level a player can obtain, we're typically balancing around like diamond prot 4 and any
Yup.
things like golden apples or any specialized equipment we would have
Yeah, like
added.
scrolls and stuff, that
Yeah,
kind of
we
thing.
don't take it to consideration netherite because outside of very specific situations or very, very slightly within PvP itself, it's not much of a step up from just diamond. So that's kind of the answer because we don't view netherite as a thing that everyone should have and have an abundance of. And if you want to grind for it to show off, that's awesome. But we view it more cosmetically than utility. Let's see.
Uh,
7%. What does Sherman need help with in terms of another server-wide siege?
I just need help setting up the event itself, like kits and map and stuff like that. So
yeah,
looks
kits
like
need to be redone.
looks like Tin Jack's already offered some help, so that'd be cool.
Okay.
I just need like a couple, 1 or 2 staff members who can help me with like more of the like physical setup, and then I do like the technical stuff to make sure that it works well.
Can we bring back
yeah.
Timmy the broken fish converter, Jeff?
That's a no.
Timmy went off to college.
Timmy went off to college. Timmy's getting an education now, so why would you want Timmy to come back? Timmy's making a better life for himself now.
Do you have to be family friendly in chat? That is a very broad term that doesn't mean much. You don't be toxic, basically.
Don't be toxic.
As was told to everyone, I hope, at the prime age of kindergarten, treat others the way you want to be treated. And that's just act that way.
And
That's
also
how.
treat people with kindness and respect.
Yeah.
Not everybody wants to be treated rudely either, even if you want to be treated that way. So
Requirement for crops to grow. No, we're not going to do that. That would be work, and also I don't think that just put a torch up or a lantern, or there's about 101 ways to easily light a room. Will it be about? I'm not going to read that. Gabriel, to answer your question, you're pretty close. Pretty unrelated question, but how much durability on average would a diamond netherite tool have with Unbreaking 4?
A diamond tool with Unbreaking 4 is going to effectively have 5 times the durability. So the way Unbreaking works is each level effectively gives you a 1 over like level 1 Unbreaking would give you a 1 in 2 chance of not taking durability damage on the tool. So it effectively doubles your durability. So Unbreaking 4 would give you 5x the durability, Unbreaking 5 would give you 6x, that kind of so on.
Okay.
Hopefully that's not confusing.
Where did the pufferfish and Nautilus shell converter go? Timmy packed up and left.
Yeah, he went to college.
I don't see any other questions. Does anyone have any other questions?
At this point, I think we will allow
verbal questions.
A few people to come up on the stage and speak.
I want to reiterate: if you come up here in meme, I will ban you for a time that I feel is just. So
Kev is cranky
come up
this
here.
time of year. He's the Grinch, if you can't already tell. He hates
I am.
Christmas. He hates everybody
I love the Grinch.
this time of year. So he will ban you if you try to meme him, and I can't stop it. He's just
There are a
he's
couple.
too powerful.
Before we open up to that, so couple people just wrote some text questions real quick. Do ships still eat blocks? I'm not really sure what
Sometimes.
that
Probably the
means.
right answer.
Yeah.
Can you reduce the crops needed for breeding animals in hardcore farming? We can discuss that.
Right now it's 5, I think.
It's 5 for most. I think some of them might be a little bit more, but I think most is 5.
All right.
Maybe. I don't know.
Aiden, you're up.
Welcome to the stage.
Hello. So I've heard the term hardcore farming thrown around a lot. What does that necessarily mean?
It's a plugin.
Sure.
It-
I'll answer it. It's a plugin that I created many moons ago. The goal is very simple of this plugin. It slows down crop growth and makes it harder to breed animals. It takes more resources. That's it.
Okay,
It's open source.
Okay, that's literally just what it is. Okay, because I
Yep.
heard that term being said a lot, so I was just wondering what that is. I can't think of anything else. That's it. Goodbye.
Thank you.
See ya. Does anyone else that has any questions they want to come up here and say, just raise your hand. Even if if anyone has any questions that you don't want to talk and you just want to type it in chat, that's still fine. But yeah, raise your hand if you want to come up here and ask a question. If you want to write it in chat, go ahead and write it in chat. We'll give everyone a minute to see if anyone does anything.
This is,
Why does the server hate me? Innes, that is a phenomenal question.
We could be here for hours.
I know. Let me open this book I have. You see, I think it all started when you hated on that church, that really pretty church in your town. I think that's probably where it started.
Fucking hell.
Question
I'm
for
like
Jeff.
that.
Innes is up here. Well, I'll do your question after Innes speaks, Robert.
Kev?
Yeah.
I hate to say it to you.
Yeah.
That church was very ugly.
It was very
Is that your
ugly.
question?
It's the
I
sad
think that's a
truth.
bannable offense, honestly.
I
That's-
do have an actual question.
Oh, okay.
Please.
Redemption. Here we go.
So, with ports, right?
Love them.
You're the only person doing them, Kev.
That's not true. Cause does them sometimes. I think.
Because the next button in chat is still broken. Not many people know about the iPorts that are newer.
That's a developer problem. Developers.
That's a like
There's
We're
no
working on
way
an
I'm
update
not
to
in-
ports.
telling
We're
you.
working on a big patch.
So-
No ETA. It's gonna arrive eventually, and that will fix it.
So yeah, so I am the one writing ports 2.0, and that sucks that that's a bug. But honestly, we're probably not going to fix that because we're probably just going to come out with the whole new ports. Which if I were to assign a number to it, I would estimate that it's about 65 to 70% completed. With ports 2.0. That doesn't include bells and whistles that will be added later. So just have some patience. That's my project, and it's chugging along. So at some point, we're going to have a new port system that functionally is going to be very similar, but is completely rewritten to be much, much better.
When he
Very
says
cool.
new, it will be development side new. Players will probably notice very little change. It will probably look and
But it will
operate
definitely
pretty similarly.
fix that issue.
Can I ask one more thing of Jeff?
Uh-oh. Yeah, what's up?
Can we
Jeff will
please
allow it.
reduce the amount of stone that you get in the nodes? Please? Please, Jeff?
Listen, Fred really wanted it, and I was only doing
That
what Fred
means no.
wanted.
Can we get rid of
So-
Fred? Please.
I don't think Fred would like that.
All right.
I
Thank you, Innes. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so Bobbert's question before we let anyone else up on stage. Question for Jeff: when end update? And I'll answer this for Jeff because I know.
Finally.
End update probably never. Honestly, that we say low prio things. That is like
Low priority.
That's like fell through the nether, out through the void, and into like Roblox or something. That's about 1,000,000,000 miles away on the priority list. If you're better off waiting for Mojang to do something, because we have about 100,000 things before that one. It would be cool. I don't think any of us are against the idea, but it's just like to do something on the same level of the nether that to the end.
No.
It would be way harder, and yeah.
I mean, I've thought about adding little tidbits of features to the end, but generally nothing on the scale that the Nether has. And I wouldn't expect anything like that. At most, you'd get like maybe a boss or something. But I'm not gonna guarantee that. I'm not gonna promise that. That's just something I've thought about.
It would be way more work. At least the Nether, we didn't have to completely redo the terrain generation. I mean, we did, but there was already plugins that basically did that, and the end's just a whole other monster of a problem.
Yep.
This is for Dark. What is the process like for applying for Build Team? I know it's probably been asked and answered 1,000,000 times, but I forgot.
Make a ticket in the Discord and ping me in it, or wait for somebody else to ping me in it, and that's the process. It'll be I'll ask for some portfolio or images or whatnot, pretty much, and that's about it. And I'll look at it and let you know.
Next question: where's the link for the roadmap? Jeff,
I
would you
already
like to grab
I
it?
already
Oh,
linked
okay.
it.
That's already been linked. Next
it's in the
question:
info channel.
why
It's
can't
really-
players make ports? That's just a current limitation of the plugin. That won't be a forever limitation of the plugin. Like Sherman already said, he's working on a very big. What is he said a whole new plugin. Like I said, it's going to look very similar to you guys, but yeah, it's basically
It
its own
fixes
new
some
thing.
fundamental issues with the current iteration of ports.
So that is a very possible thing. It could happen in the future where you guys would be able to make them without having to call a staff member. It's just
So-
a current limitation.
The long story short, which not going to beat a dead horse here, and I will not name names either, but the original author of the ports plugin, the code quality is very poor. It is not well written at all, and that's coming from me. And I am known for just kind of like
Poor code quality.
writing code very fast to make it work. I'm good at hacking things together because I don't have a lot of time to work on large projects sometimes. And the code quality of ports is up there with some of the worst code that's been written on Alathra. So I just have to say how it is. So that is why I am rewriting it, so it'll actually be functional and more module based, and it uses Dark's wonderful templates. So it's good stuff.
Next.
Naval blockades.
It's still. I know we said this about 100 times already. Back burner thing.
Very bad.
It would.
Yeah, it would be cool,
We
but like,
need to design
when's
it
the
out.
last time somebody even tried to blockade anybody? When's the last time
Arcstat
anyone
War.
tried to? When's the last time somebody tried to fight with ships?
I think this just shows, because like we keep saying back burner, but how many times we've sent it shows just like how
It's
many
kinda like,
projects we have.
Yeah, we have a lot
Um,
of things. A lot of these things that we work on is based on need and based on what we think is relevant, right? So right now, I'm not going to drop everything I'm doing and start working on blockades, although I think it would personally be really cool, if nobody uses ships. Now, if like people start using naval combat a lot more, and we're like, oh, it would be really cool if we had a naval blockade system, then that's something where we add based on kind of need. And right now, since nobody really fights with ships, we probably will not add blockades.
We have more important
But it's a cool
stuff
idea.
to like.
It is
more important
much more
features
important
we need to
things.
add and things we need to patch on the server than that right now. Unfortunately, that's the reality.
Yeah, much more important things.
Question for Jeff: when's the mock war that we had the poll for? I think you already answered that earlier.
I basically already answered that. It's still in the ideation phase. I mean, I would love to do it at some point, but it's one of those things where it's going to take a lot of thought to do properly. and make sure that everybody's happy with the results and that it actually stays low stakes. Because I think one of the key things that would be different between that and a normal Siege event is that it would have to remain low stakes while being in the overworld, and that's going to be significantly more difficult.
Yep.
So that's all I can really say on the matter
Let's
right now,
do
personally.
final questions here. People, write them out now if you have them, or forever hold your peace.
Can you make rich towns with all our money pay more daily upkeep? We've kind of been through this ebb and flow several times of having people pay more money,
No,
and
people
then
cry too much. Is the
everyone.
answer.
Yeah, I mean,
It's not gonna
the
happen.
economy will forever be changing, but don't worry, I have other ways to suck the money out of the players. You'll
Have
become
you guys?
poor one day.
Do you guys know how much money has been spent on Christmas crates? It's like over
Jeff,
$400,000.
stop giving away the secrets.
So before we sign off here, I have a very important question to ask the community, and that is, what is, out of these two things, what is your favorite Christmas dessert? Are you a Christmas cookies type person, or are you there for the pies? The Christmas pies. Tell us in chat. These are the things we need to know.
I have one last question.
Me
for James,
personally,
real quick.
I like a good pie, but sometimes those Christmas cookies are really good.
This is the last question I'm going to answer unless I see a really good question that I personally like. Is randomly attacking someone's ship with your own ship while they're traveling RDM? Yes, you need to have some like RP going on to be able to just attack them. It's basically the same rules of just attacking someone. Like the ship, it would be the same. So yeah, if you're just see someone sailing and you sail up and just blast them without talking them or doing anything or having any reason, that would be RDM. I like cookies.
All right, let's call it a day then. Thank
Yeah,
you for your
thanks
time,
everybody
everybody
people.
for coming.
Yeah, I'll close this out here. Thank you all for coming. Enjoy the holiday season. Enjoy Christmas. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. We, as a final reminder, we will be closed during Christmas Day.
Hell
Don't
yeah.
plan on setting aside time. You're gonna have to spend time with your wretched family and friends, or at the very least, touch some frozen grass
Go hang out with
and
your
make do.
pets.
Maybe if you don't have any friends and family, you hang out with the pets. If you don't have any pets, I don't know. You have to figure it out. Good luck. Happy holidays.
Bye.
We're signing off.
Goodbye.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye bye. Goodbye.